What do you really own in this life? Day by day you make experiences for yourself, and it seems to be up to you alone to decide how you live and what you do with your life. But sometimes life has its own plans. Sometimes life exposes just who you really are to yourself. Imagine waking up one day to realizing that your life would be different from that day forward.
Jamie Breslin, 21, and I have muscular dystrophy, and this is my story.
Alright, Jamie. So what type of muscular dystrophy do you have?
Girdle.
And what is muscular dystrophy?
Basically, as you get older, your muscles decay.
Limb-girdle muscular dystrophy is defined by the MDA, Muscular Dystrophy Association, as one of 9 types of MD, a group of genetic, degenerative diseases primarily affecting voluntary muscles caused by a mutation in any of at least 15 different genes that affect proteins necessary for muscle function.
So when did this really start affecting your life and you noticing that something was wrong?
Well, I kind of grew up like always skateboarding, always playing sports, always wakeboarding. But when I was about 16 or 17, I started noticing that like skating around the neighborhood was getting hard. And I always had ramps in my driveway. I used to have two quarter pipes, like 4-foot quarter pipes. And I started noticing that every time I would go to jump on the quarter pipes, it was just getting harder and harder. And then I noticed at school when I had classes that were upstairs, going up steps I was going slower and slower up the steps to a point where like people were like, kids coming up behind me or like, why are you going so slow and stuff? And I had no idea why. You know, I had no honest idea why I was getting weaker. So I would just start making up excuses like, oh, I hurt myself skating, or oh, I hurt myself doing this. And then it just started progressing from there.
So what was like the first actions to figure out that you had muscular dystrophy? Was it just, you could just like, oh, you got well, I need to go to the doctor? Or?
No, I was probably 17. I had just turned 17, I think, because I wasn't quite 18. Me and my family went on our ski trip that we used to go on like every other year or so. And we went wakeboarding, and when I was younger, we went snowboarding. When I was younger, I was okay, like I was doing fine. But then this year that I went, like I couldn't walk in like the boots anymore. We had to go up like this flight of stairs in like all our gear, and like I just could barely do it. And it was like, I had no idea why. I broke down, like I was like, why can't I move? Like why can't I go up these steps? Like this should not be a problem. You know, everybody's like running around me and like, what have I done? I had no idea. And my parents had no idea either until then. Until I was telling them like, I can't go up. Each step is harder and harder and harder. And they're asking why. I'm going, I don't know. So then from that trip on, my parents were like, as soon as we get back, we're going to the doctors to see what's up.
Don't look at the camera. Look at me. Don't look at me.
Is that snot on your shirt?
Are you doing muscular dystrophy with snot all over you?
You have like crusted snot all over your shirt. It's gross.
You had to go to a couple of doctors? Or?
Yeah, well the first doctor we went to diagnosed me with muscular dystrophy. And at that point, I went with my mom and my dad, we had no idea what that was, you know? And the doctor who told us about it didn't really speak English very well, so he had a hard time explaining it to us. So then we decided we shouldn't go to him if he's having a hard time explaining and doesn't speak English. So then we decided to find the best doctors around, and we went to Schwarz at University of Florida. And they're supposed to be like the leading in medical research or whatever. So I go there with my case of muscular dystrophy, it was something that they'd never really seen before, because they've only ever seen, you know, young kids, like really young toddlers with it. They've never really seen anybody who's a teenager who's been able to move around or walk around with muscular dystrophy. So I was with them for like about a year and a half, and every time I went, it was a different doctor and like a student, and they would sit there and do all these different stretches with me, do all these different things, and like I was like basically like a test, you know, like a guinea pig, you know, for them, because I mean they had never seen it, which is understandable, but I'm trying to get as much help as I can here with it, you know, trying to see what I can do, and they're just not making any progress. I felt like I was taking 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards. So we decided not to go to them. And right now, the doctor that I'm at is helping a lot better. So, and the way I figured is, you know, I was okay if Schwarz wanted to keep doing that with me, but he's got to pay me. Like, you know, I'm not gonna do that for.
Well, what's forward progress for you?
Forward progress is anything that can slow the progression, because there's no cure. So anything that can make it slower is progress.
So what is Limb-Girdle preventing you from doing in everyday life? What's different for you?
Well, little things like getting out of bed isn't as easy, you know. Getting up in and out of chairs isn't as easy as just standing up. It's little things that like normal people probably wouldn't notice, you know, like things such as like holding my hands above my head is a task. So like washing my hair, like I kind of gotta lean up against the shower wall with one arm, or like getting out of chairs, getting out of bed, getting off the toilet, just stuff like that, you know. Yeah. I mean,
so what can someone with Limb-Girdle do for fun?
For fun?
Yeah.
What can you do for fun? Because I can do it too.
What do you enjoy doing? What's your passion in life?
Music, and kind of like getting tattoos, but not right now.
Yeah, insert drum solo here.
I play drums. I've been playing drums for I don't even know how long. Give lessons. I play a little bit guitar. I used to play drums in a band for this guy who's hurting me right now. We used to be in a band together back in the day. I was even before I had muscular dystrophy too.
How has muscular dystrophy affected your playing?
A lot. If I go long periods without playing, I feel it. I feel real rusty. You know, like I have to work harder and practice harder to get back up to where I was. And I feel that like progressing in my drumming is going to become a lot more difficult as I get older. So I try to keep drumming as much as possible.
So what do you really own in this life? It's not about planning your experiences. It's about making the best of them as they come. Although life may guide you in unexpected directions, it's all about moving forward and living life to the fullest. Jamie, being someone taking a path less traveled, is an example of a person who chooses to persevere during the times when life seems to be more of a struggle. But in the end, these experiences expose our strengths and define us as individuals. Each one of us is responsible for our own lives. That gives us the freedom to expand our knowledge of life in any direction we choose. Our experiences, along with our mistakes, help us learn who we are and what to expect out of the future. For more information, log on to mda.org or parentprojectmd.org.